about something that didn't work along the way, like a failure that you learned a lot from, something, you could share for people's learning.
Yes. Yep. That's an easy one. I guess it was 2013. I wanted to, this is before my certification or before my credentialing process. I was like this kick-ass coach, and I guess my ego was asking me to do like something more brick and mortar because, I don't know, I thought that would be cool. And so I set up what was called the Portland Powerhouse, and it was a collective of coaches that I would run and lead, and lead was the key word there that I didn't do so well. It was a good business model, I thought, and I had help and consultation and advisory, in terms of how to create it. It was a good model, but what wasn't a good fit was me in that leadership role. I, at the time anyway, was so ill fit for leading others. I literally, Michelle, like hid out in my home. But when I should have been out like leading and doing leading stuff, I was like cowering because it was so terrifying to me, and they felt it and I hated it. And I was telling my coach one day about how much I was struggling with it. And he said to me, what if you just closed the Portland Powerhouse? And I was like, wait, I can do that? He's like, it sounds like, yes, you can. And it sounds like that might be something that's attractive to you. And I was like, oh my God. And like the very next week, it was because it was just so hard for me and such a poor fit. And I had to get out. I ran, screaming.
I remember one of the best pieces of advice a coach gave me just before I got into coaching. She said, always follow your bliss. And I thought, that sounds so idealistic. And then I realized that it's true. It's like, if you follow what you really love, you'll be successful. If you start doing things you really don't, then you're not as resourceful. You're not as creative. You don't shine the same way. So,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And that reminds me of another piece of advice a mentor gave me, which is, if you're going to fail fast. It was like such great permission to be like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. Like, don't drag out failure, just get out fast. And don't look back.
That's true. I think another learning for me was that, back when coaching was just getting started over here in Europe, there were so many opportunities, and a really good learning for me was don't say yes to everything. Like, really feel like, is this a good match, in terms of what I know, what I can offer, value I can provide, and do I like it? Do I want to do it? Learning to say no.
But sometimes, would you agree that you have to say yes to it in order to realize that it's a no?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you don't know, like it feels like a yes, like the Powerhouse felt really good, but in practice, it was a nightmare for me,
Yeah. I do know, because I have sometimes intuitively, I feel like, I can feel this is probably not a yes. And I say yes, and I realize my intuition told me I shouldn't have done it. And it's true that other people, you get halfway through the project and you go, I can't believe I signed up for this, right? And you live and you learn, like my son says, you live and you learn.
So wise.
Yes, he is wise. They're kids that have been coached their whole lives. They're now, they've always been my teachers.